In medieval Europe, a brilliant monk named Richard of Wallingford defied the limits of his era by designing one of the most complex timekeeping devices in history. Far more than a simple clock, his invention was a mechanical model of the cosmos, tracking the moon, stars, and celestial events with incredible precision. Built in the 14th century, it would take hundreds of years before similar mechanisms would be seen again. This was not just about telling time, it was about understanding the universe. Stay tuned to discover the man who turned gears and faith into astronomical genius. Long before the invention of wristwatches or digital clocks, one man envisioned a timekeeping device far more ambitious. He imagined a machine that could not only track hours and minutes, but also follow the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. His name was Richard of Wallingford, a 14th century English monk, mathematician, and inventor. His creation, the astronomical clock known as the horologiumastronomicum, was centuries ahead of its time and left medieval Europe in awe. It wasn't just a clock, it was a mechanical universe, blending science, faith, and innovation in a way the world had never seen before. Born in 1292 in the small town of Wallingford, England, Richard was the son of a blacksmith. Orphaned young, he rose through the church and later became the abbot of St. Albans, one of England's most important monasteries. But Richard wasn't just a religious leader. He was also a brilliant mathematician, astronomer, and inventor. At a time when most of Europe still relied on sundials and hourglasses, Richard had a grander vision. He dreamed of building a clock unlike any the world had ever seen, a mechanical device that could model the heavens. Around 1326, Richard began work on his masterpiece, the horologiumastronomicum, a clock that could not only tell the time, but also track the phases of the moon, the position of the sun, the movement of the stars, and even predict lunar eclipses. The mechanism would include gears, escapements, and dials, all cutting edge for its time. His designs were so intricate that modern historians consider the clock a direct precursor to later planetarium models and astronomical clocks in cities like Prague and Strasbourg. What made it even more astonishing was that this design came centuries before Galileo, Copernicus, or Newton. Unfortunately, Richard's clock was never fully completed in his lifetime. He died in 1336, possibly from leprosy, but his blueprints and written descriptions, especially in his work Tractatus horologiumastronomicum, inspired generations of clockmakers and astronomers. Richard's vision proved that the Middle Ages were not as dark as some might think. His inventions blended faith and science, showing that curiosity about the heavens could go hand in hand with devotion to God. Richard of Wallingford may not be a household name today, but his legacy ticks on, quietly, precisely, through every gear and dial of modern clockwork. Thanks for watching. If you found Richard's story fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ancient Minds. Up next, we journey to the Italian Renaissance to meet a scientist whose notebooks changed the way we see both the human body and the universe. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.